Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very serious video, and I want to preface this video by giving a trigger warning. This video is going to be talking about sexual assault, or the R word, and I just want you to be prepared for that. If this is triggering for you in any way, shape, or form, please don't feel obligated to watch this video. Please take care of yourself and click off if you feel like you need to. But this situation is very serious, so I do want to give a trigger warning just at the beginning of this video, just to make sure that no one is too triggered by this video. And also, if I talk about anything that you didn't think that you would be triggered by but end up being triggered by, please just click off of the video. It is not worth it. Just please click off of it if you need to. So with that being said, this video is going to be about the situation that has been unfolding and the accusations that have been against Dirty Dom and David Dobrik, and really the whole entire vlog squad. I know I talked about David Dobrik pretty recently on my channel, but there have been so many situations that have come forward about him, and this situation is extremely serious, and I felt like I needed to talk about it, especially because David also ended up uploading an apology video, and I just really want to talk about the situation. So that is what we are going to be doing today. But before we do get into it, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video, and follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So just for a little preface as to what exactly is going on, David Dobrik has had a slew of accusations against him for the past few months. He's been accused of just really disgusting behavior, and a lot of people have been calling him out, and I would specifically mention Ethan Klein from H3H3 and Trisha Paytas have been super vehemently calling him out for a lot of his actions. And I first knew kind of about the rumblings about David Dobrik with the Seth Francois situation, which I made a video on. If you have not watched that, I will link the videos that I have made about David Dobrik in the description below, just in case you want to know about those situations. But ever since then, there have been rumblings against David Dobrik, and this situation kind of brought a lot of it to a head to where he had to acknowledge this himself. Some of the vlog squad members have had to acknowledge things that David has done because they're kind of guilty by association. So they've come on and tried to defend David, but this situation is so big that he had to address it himself. Now, how he addressed it, we'll get into later, but I will just say that I feel like it was very insufficient. It was only like a 2.5-minute video, so that in and of itself lets you know that he didn't really address anything. But the fact that he acknowledged a lot of the things that have been said about him is a lot, because a lot of these situations he hasn't really said anything at all. But the situation really has to do with Dirty Dom, who is a former vlog squad member and who has left the vlog squad, but was a pretty known member of the vlog squad, and has now also joined the campaign against David Dobrik in his own way. Now, the main person in this particular situation is Dirty Dom. His real name is Dom Zagladis. He is 25-year-old YouTuber slash musician, I guess, who is being accused of R-wording a girl, and David Dobrik was there to witness the event and also ended up vlogging parts of it. Obviously not the R-wording itself, but vlogging the lead up to it. And I guess it was part of a vlog bit that he was going to apparently finally have a threesome, which I don't know why David Dobrik is making that type of content, especially knowing that his demographic is super young and should not be exposed to that. And that's just, honestly, in my personal opinion, that type of stuff has no place on YouTube whatsoever. Even if his demographic wasn't super young, that's too, in my opinion, that's too graphic. It's too adult for YouTube. But nonetheless, that was what the vlog was about. And apparently Dirty Dom, I guess, tried to, he R-worded a girl, allegedly, apparently. These are the accusations. Now, I'm going to go ahead and now insert this article that was written about this entire thing and kind of exposed it. And we're just going to kind of go through the situation a little bit. But again, if you think that the details are going to be triggering for you, please, please, please click off of this video. It is not worth watching if it will trigger you in any way, shape, or form. So apparently David Dobrik's attorney made an official statement basically saying that these allegations are not true, that David vlogged anything without anyone's consent or anything like that. And he's basically saying that this is defamation, which, you know, maybe you should talk to your client, babe, but okay, sure. Because, I mean, a lot of people, this isn't the only instance where David Dobrik is being accused of vlogging something or putting someone in an uncomfortable situation that they did not consent to. This is not the only time. This has happened multiple times. Multiple people are coming out with the same thing about David Dobrik. They can't all be lying. They can't all just come up with magical stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't all just come up with things, especially given the fact that there are actual receipts saying this vlog did in fact happen. It's not just out of nowhere. There's proof saying that a lot of this is honestly true, and I'm going to show you that later in this video. But I just think that it's kind of funny that David had his lawyer speak for him before he did. But we'll also get into what he said from his own mouth as well. So now we're getting into the accuser's story. She's going by a pseudonym, so her real name is not Hannah, but that's what she's going by for privacy reasons, obviously. And I would ask that if you, please don't try to find her. Please don't try to like dox her or anything like that. This is obviously a touchy situation. And you know, putting this type of thing out there, knowing how huge these people are on social media, that's got to be really scary. Therefore, she's using a pseudonym for a reason. Please don't try to go and find her. I know that people that watch my channel probably wouldn't do that, but just in case you were thinking about it, please don't do it. So anyways, to the actual accusation, basically Hannah is saying that Dirty Dom, he was trying to get her to do things with him and like taking her to I think a room or something like that. And she said no, that she did not want to do that. She did not want to hook up with him at all. And then he blocked her from exiting. And basically he said, well, at least just give me a kiss. At least just give me something, which, by the way, that behavior in and of itself, that's very entitled behavior, to think that she owes you some type of a kiss or anything. Like, she doesn't owe you anything. So just that in and of itself, like, even if the R-wording didn't happen, this type of behavior needs to stop. Like, no one owes you anything. No one owes you any type of kiss or anything. No one owes you any of that. So the fact that you would even think that you could block someone and make them do that, it's just gross behavior. Now, this is the only other excerpt from the article that I'm going to put in. I will actually link the article down below if you want to read the entire situation. But apparently, Dirty Dom, he basically R-worded this girl while she was drunk. So I have looked up a few more articles other than this one just to try to understand exactly what had happened. But none of them are really going into any detail, which is probably because of safety reasons, and also just because it's a very explicit type of thing. And I think I saw something where it said that she didn't necessarily remember everything that happened, but these things were filmed, and David Dobrik and Dirty Dom, they kind of said themselves that, you know, it went all the way. Apparently, you get what I'm saying. And so yeah, apparently the gist of what happened is that Dirty Dom and David Dobrik, I guess Dirty Dom wanted to have a threesome. He wanted to be with multiple women at one time. You get what I'm saying? And they invited these girls over. This girl in particular said no, that she did not want to do it. And then apparently he tried to force her to kiss him and force her to do other things with him, and just kind of was like, why are you here unless you're going to give me what I want, pretty much. They ended up getting drunk, or they gave the girls some type of liquor. The girls were also underage. They were not of the age to drink. I'm pretty sure that they were at the age of consent, and I saw somewhere that it said that she was 20, I believe. And also this incident happened in 2018. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. But apparently that's kind of what happened. And David Dobrik ended up filming some of, I guess, maybe the lead up or the afterwards. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen the video myself, but it was on his channel for some time. It's now been deleted. But this video was up where apparently they kind of confirmed that this thing did in fact happen. They don't necessarily say that she didn't consent. In the video, apparently they make it seem like she did consent, but this accuser is saying, no, I did not consent to this. And also Trisha Paytas actually said that she was there that night, but she wasn't there for the entire thing. And she said that she felt like it was not a good situation. That's apparently what Trisha Paytas says. And she just said that she felt it was weird that they were giving this alcohol to these girls who were not of drinking age. Now, I know that this goes beyond just the normal drama, but what I would say, and I hope that no one takes this as me defending David Dobrik or Dirty Dom, because quite frankly, they're horrific human beings, in my personal opinion, just from what I believe them to have done. However, Trisha Paytas, she continuously says that she's always there during these situations, and it's sort of hard to believe. And also, you know, even though I am glad that Trisha Paytas is speaking out against David Dobrik, I don't think that her speaking out against him all the time and saying that she was there in all these situations is helping her or helping the situations, because then people will look at her and say, no, you couldn't have been at every one of these and not have said anything. And then they probably wouldn't believe her and be less likely to believe that these situations happened at all. So I think that Trisha is trying to milk the fact that she's looking like a savior in these situations by speaking out against David Dobrik and being on everybody else's side and being part of everyone else canceling him. But at the end of the day, at some point, it's going to come back to bite her, in my personal opinion. She continuously makes response videos and things like that to all of these different people, you know, to Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Even though that situation was personal, it still felt like Trisha Paytas is just trying to be in the good graces of everyone else. And I don't know. I just think that is weird in and of itself. But could she have been there? Definitely. I'm not necessarily saying that she's lying, but I do think that it's strange that she was there and she kind of knew that it was going to be a bad situation. And I'm pretty sure she knew that they were vlogging this, but she never really said anything until now. But I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion. If you have anything that you think about that, please comment that down below, because I just think that that part of the story is extremely interesting. Now, this video did exist at one point, but it has since been taken down. And you can see by the title that what this accuser is saying about the video itself is in fact true, that they were kind of making a whole vlog about Dirty Dom getting these partners. And it's just, in my opinion, why are you making this type of content? Why is David Dobrik making this type of content? Why didn't anyone say anything? I did not know that David Dobrik was making this type of content for his 12-year-old fan base. You know that David Dobrik's fan base is extremely young, and although he wants to portray himself as being, more adult, which I mean, he is an adult, but at the same time, you know that the majority of your fans are kids, and yet this is the type of stuff that you make. You can't really force your audience to be something different just because you make different content. That's not really how it is. And honestly, in my opinion, this type of stuff could have been on like a Patreon. It could have been on something else, or you could have just not made it, because that's just really exploitative in my opinion, and it's just really gross that you would even make it. hate the idea of this vlog. It honestly makes me feel icky. So I don't know why he would even make this type of content in the first place. Also, here is a clip of David talking about this vlog before the accusations, and there is a clip, I think, from the vlog where David is talking about how they're going to go to jail. He and his friends are going to go to jail. So I just want you to watch these two clips, and then I'll come back with the rest of what I have to say about the situation.
My buddy Dom made an Instagram story, and he's like, I want to have a fivesome tonight, hit me up. And this girl hit him up, and she's like, I have friends. And she sent over all her friends' Instagram links. And he's like, yeah, come through. And 7 of them ended up showing up. And then they all, they were, when they all got there, they were like, oh, no, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex. And then
like blatantly in front of everybody.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want to have sex, except 2 of the girls wanted to have sex. So he just ended up having a threesome, which was still his first threesome, and it was very exciting for him. So
well, you guys sent like 3 of your friends in to confirm it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have sex with them unless we saw it with our own eyes. So
Dom just had a threesome, and I think we're all going to jail. Oh man,
I think we're all going to jail.
All right, that's it. Man. See you in 20 years.
Now, if that doesn't tell you all you need to know, I don't know what does. I don't know what will. Like that last clip that I just showed is so creepy. And I hope that it's admissible in court, because what the heck? That was gross. Anyways, so as far as Dirty Dom is concerned, because I'm going to transition into what David Dobrik had to say and his apology and just things about the Vlog Squad in general. I think that Dirty Dom had this heightened sense of, oh, I'm part of this vlog squad. I'm famous. I'm in a group that has millions of subscribers. I posted on my Instagram story and told these girls to come, and now they're here, and now she won't give me any. I'm entitled to this. I let them come into my house. I let them come and see the big life. I let them do all of these things. And now she won't let me do what I want to do with her? No, I get to have what I want. And I do think that he was being egged on by the rest of the vlog squad. And I'm not only talking about David Dobrik, I'm talking about everyone else who was in that car who was laughing about going to jail for 20 years because of what they did to those girls. That's gross. That's icky. All of them are complicit and guilty in the situation. If you witness something like that and you say nothing, if you egg this on, if you think it's fun, if you make jokes about it, you are complicit, period. And Dirty Dom is, in my opinion, from what I've seen, just from those few clips, basically acknowledging all of this, like all of this is just making me think that he did do this. And if he did in fact do this, he needs to be in prison, period. There is no room for there's no room in society for these types of people. You know, these women are people, and they deserve to be able to say no when they don't want to do that. If they say, I don't want to do this with you anymore, if they think, maybe I'll respond to this Instagram story, and then they decide, no, I'm too scared, or no, I'm just not feeling it, or no, I feel weird, I feel icky, or no, I feel like I've had too much to drink, or and whatever reason, no, because I don't like you, then that's their prerogative. And I don't know why we're still having this conversation in 2021. I don't know why we're having this conversation at all. If you respect anybody, you know that that's wrong. You know that that's disrespectful. If you have any type of human decency, you know that that's disgusting behavior. So the fact that he would go on to do that, allegedly, we already know what type of person he is. So, I mean, it's hard to imagine that someone would feel so entitled to somebody else like that. It's a feeling I've never had. It's a feeling I'm glad I've never had. Hopefully I will never have. Most likely will never have. And it's just, I can't fathom that someone would do that. It's just, I can't fathom that. So as far as Dirty Dom is concerned, he is in fact dirty. And if he doesn't put out a statement soon, I mean, in my opinion, he's canceled. He's done. Just completely done. If you don't believe in cancel culture, at least consider canceling this dude, because what? Like, this is just wrong. Just completely and utterly wrong. Now, this situation is not just black and white. I mean, it is black and white in the sense of Dirty Dom did something wrong. He needs to go to jail. Period. I mean, that's very much black and white. If this did in fact happen, which I'm inclined to believe that it did, then he needs to go to jail. That's just what it is, right? But it's also, there are complexities as far as what pushed him to do it, right? I don't know this guy. I don't know what type of tendencies he has. I don't know if he's done this before. I don't know him. But what I will say is that I think it's kind of clear that David Dobrik likes to egg people on to do things in his vlogs to make them interesting. This wasn't just a situation that happened. It was a situation that David Dobrik filmed and then put on YouTube as YouTube content. Clearly, there was some type of egging on. Clearly, there was some type of, oh, you need to do this with this girl. Oh, we should have you do this because that would be great vlog content. It all goes back to vlog content. It all goes back to David Dobrik trying to do a bit for YouTube, which again, I don't know why this would be a bit that he would think of, but sure, whatever. And so I think that even with him saying, you know, he didn't do anything without us seeing it. Why were you there? Like, that's just weird. Unless he was egging it on. Unless he was saying, no, like, you need to do this. Basically, I think that it was a group thing. I don't think that Dirty Dom was alone in forcing this girl to do things that she might have done that night. I think that what happened was these girls are in a group of guys who have money, who have status, who have influence, who have millions of subscribers, who have all of these things. They're kind of starstruck. They're in there with David Dobrik himself, who, in my opinion, I mean, he's arguably a household name at this point, right? They're in this room, they're in the situation, and the whole group, the whole vlog squad, the infamous vlog squad, is telling you and your friends, you should do this, you should do this. They're giving you these drinks, they're saying, you should do this, you should do this. And then they put a camera on you. I mean, to me, that doesn't sound like it's just one person forcing this girl in a room in the back alone, right? This sounds like it was a group thing that they planned, the entire group, because they wanted something to laugh at. They wanted something that was shocking to be in their vlogs. They wanted more subscribers, and so they decided that they were going to do this together, and that Dirty Dom was going to be the one to, I guess, you know what I'm saying, right? In my opinion, David Dobrik is always the ringleader in a lot of these situations. Even when Seth Francois, when he thought that he was going to kiss, I think, Karina Kampf or something like that, and he ended up kissing Trisha Paytas's ex, I forgot, Jason, I think. Even though David Dobrik didn't necessarily do that himself, he was the ringleader. He was the one who thought of the bit and told Jason, go do this, and then the next thing you know, now Seth is kissing a man, and he's like, I did not consent to this. I don't want to kiss a man, right? It all goes back to David Dobrik egging it on. David Dobrik having control of the situation and telling people like little minions, go do my dirty work. So you can't necessarily say, oh, David Dobrik R-worded this girl. You can't necessarily say David Dobrik assaulted Seth Francois. You can't necessarily say that, but what you can say is that he controlled the situation. It seems like it all goes back to David having a lot of control of the situation. In my opinion, he's like a Jake Paul or like a Jeffree Star. You see these influencers, these YouTubers who made huge platforms and brought a bunch of people on, and then when they bring a bunch of people on, they continue to control them. I think that that's the type of situations that have been happening. I think that David Dobrik has been controlling these people, and although I don't really care, like, these are grown men, they can get out of the situation, and they can say no, so that doesn't give them an excuse. It does make David Dobrik, in my opinion, the worst of the bunch, because it all, in my opinion, goes back to him. Now again, I just want to make this crystal clear. The Vlog Squad, these individual members, these individual grown adults, that is not an excuse for any of this behavior. That does not excuse what Dirty Dom did. That does not excuse what Jason Nash did. That does not excuse whatever else anyone else in the Vlog Squad does, right? Who cares? You know, like, so what? David Dobrik told you to do that. If David Dobrik told you to jump off of a building, would you? Now, some of these people, they're so dependent on David Dobrik that they would say yes, probably. For a vlog bit, yes. Why? Because they're so dependent, which in my opinion, it's very much loser behavior. I'm sorry, but that's kind of pathetic to be so dependent on someone for a career and basically filming your life. Like, just get a job, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't have much sympathy for people who sit around and do nothing, really. They don't do much. They just make vlog content. They just make content on social media, which isn't really helping that many people, if we're going to be completely honest. It's not really something that you could say is like a super noble profession or anything, or takes any real hard work. And so, but they're so dependent on this person because they love the lifestyle. And instead of getting a real job, instead of just saying, you know what, I'd rather get a real job than have to be complicit in the type of behavior that David Dobrik is egging on, they decide to be complicit. And I don't feel bad for them. But what I will say is that David Dobrik knows his power and his influence. He knows that he can get people to do things because he has their careers in his hands. He knows that. He knows that at a drop of a dime, if he says, I want to do this in a vlog, they can't say anything but yes. That is manipulative, that is controlling, and that is behavior that I can't stand behind and I can't support. So David Dobrik finally addressed a lot of the things that he didn't actually. What did he address in 2 minutes and 32 seconds? What did he address? Not much, but he did address something, which is a lot for him. He hasn't addressed really any of the situations that have been talked about at all, really. But he finally put up an apology, I guess, video called Let's Talk, which is ironic since he has the comments turned off, the likes to dislikes he has turned off. Lots of people have watched it, so I know a lot of people had something to say, and yet Let's Talk, who's us, babe? It's just you and the camera, you and the microphone. I don't know. But basically, David gets on and he says that for all of his videos, he makes sure that everyone has consented to being in the video, and that if at any point someone takes back consent, he then takes the video down, or he just, he makes sure that he has consent. Which, Seth's situation, hey babe, you didn't have consent for Seth to kiss a man. But sure, like, okay, come on, dude. You can't say that. Like, that's already just a blatant lie. Even if the situation that I have been talking about in this video today didn't happen, right? You can't say that you always get consent, because you don't. And that Seth situation, it's clear as day that you didn't have consent for that, right? That it was just, you tricked him. That's not consent, especially in that type of situation. That's not consent. He then goes on to just say that basically he takes videos down if, he's grown from it, and he and he's grown, and I've grown, whatever. And then he talks about Dom. He basically says, there have been people that I've distanced myself from because I don't align myself with misconduct, and I don't align myself with those actions and things of that nature. In my opinion, that's basically admitting or acknowledging the fact that this accusation might be true. And that's in my opinion, he's just kind of confirming. He's not denying that it happened, but he's trying to distance himself. And he says that he doesn't align with those actions at all. He said that he apologized to Seth, but didn't apologize for what he did. So that's not an apology, in my opinion. Now, it's not my apology to necessarily accept. However, he did say a lot of racist jokes. So take that with what, do with that what you will. But just in general, this wasn't really an apology video. It was more so like, I am going to shift all blame onto everybody else. In this video, he managed to shift blame on every other person but himself. He said, oh, I get consent all the time. So if you didn't consent, you probably didn't speak up. That's basically what he was saying. And then he apologized to Seth, but doesn't say what for. So take that with, that's just whatever. And then he goes on to talk about the people that he used to film with and how he doesn't align himself with them anymore. So then he shifts blame onto pretty much everybody else in the situation except for himself. But in my opinion, a lot of the blame is on him. Whether David Dobrik wants to admit it or not, he's made a work environment in which he is the end all to be all. He's made a work environment where everyone is dependent on him, where everyone has to answer to him in one way or another, or else he distances himself from you. And then all of the things that you did as a little worker bee, as a little worker ant, right? All of the things that you did to make sure that David's content was great, to make sure that David had the best vlog content, all of those things, now you're being blamed for them, which you should be blamed, because at the end of the day, you're an adult. Like, you can't depend on this guy who's clearly shady, for one thing, and it's just another guy. Like, you're depending so much on this person. And I think that's why a lot of the times, people are leaving the vlog squad. They're realizing, hey, like, this is kind of a toxic work environment, even without all of this stuff that we've been talking about, right? If you're dependent on this one person saying, this is what I want in this vlog, and basically directing everyone to do all of these things they might not even be comfortable with and not have said anything, right? That they might not want to do, that they're not interested in. That's a toxic work environment. Like, that's not an environment that anybody should be in. Anyone should be really subjected to. And it's not an environment that anyone should create. But David has managed to create this environment where everybody needs him. Everybody in that environment needs him, or else they flop, or else they don't have the same amount of money, or else they don't get to live in the house, or else nobody cares about them anymore, and then they have to be normal people. Shocking, horrible situation to be a normal person, but hey, like, what do I know, He is the reason why a lot of people are getting away with these things, why a lot of people are now looking back and they're like, hey, I have these allegations against me, but it was for a vlog. Why is it always for a vlog, right? These aren't just things that happened like at a party or, at someone's house. This was all, and David's filming. Come on. Like, you can't shift blame when they were part of your vlogs. You can't shift blame when you say in your vlog, hey, I know I'm going to go to jail for this. Like, you say that. And even if you were joking at the same time, why are you saying that you're going to go to jail for it? Unless something sketchy happened. Something sketchy must have happened to say, hey, I might go to jail for this. But yet, David Dobrik has made, and this is something that I think Jeffree Star does, I think Jake Paul does, I think all of these guys who run these, influencer kind of compounds, these influencer groups where everyone answers to one guy. One guy is the main guy. They never do the dirty work themselves. Now everybody who was in the vlog squad is looking like Booba the Fool, and rightfully so, because you look dumb if you're going to do any of this. And especially Dirty Dom. He's just, I mean, yeah, disgusting, right? But even Seth Francois, when he consented to these racist skits, like, he consented to this stuff, but he's like, this is so uncomfortable for me. I'm black. Like, this isn't the most comfortable situation. But yet he consented to it because he feels like he needs David Dobrik. He feels like he can't say no. And even though he definitely can, right? We can still look at the situation and say, hey, Seth, you were wrong for making this skit. That was wrong. But also, who's the one who you're basically dependent on to stay in LA, right? All of these people are dependent on David Dobrik in one way or another. And he knows that, and he's going to milk that. So that when you're now facing all of this backlash, facing all of this criticism, we can say, oh, well, you were a grown adult. You didn't have to do it. But we're not looking at the intricacies and the complexities of, hey, but they felt so dependent on this person who was pointing them in that direction. I think Jeffree Star does this a lot. I think that, Jake Paul and just all of these people, they do this a lot so that they can't get blamed for anything because they didn't technically do it. But I think that as a community, as we continue to see these allegations come forward, because there are going to be more allegations, I promise you, like, this is not the end. This is not the end. We won't see the end of these allegations. In my opinion, we won't see them for a very long time. But you're never gonna see them really pointed directly at David Dobrik. It's always gonna be like, David was there, but he didn't do it. But you were there, you're complicit. But that doesn't mean that he did it. You're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get a lot of people saying, well, but in David's defense, all of that, right? Oh, well, he didn't do it. We need to look at this as he is creating the environment in which all of these people can do this stuff. He is egging it on. He is egging it on for vlog content. Once we realize that, then we can obviously pinpoint each person, that we can handpick each person and say, you did this, that's disgusting. You did this, that's disgusting. But we can also look and see, but who is the ringleader? Who is the mastermind behind all of it? Who is the puppet master? It's David Dobrik. And I don't know how anyone could have watched what he said, watch that video and think, that's so funny. Right? Like, none of this I've never really found David Dobrik funny. It's just, I don't get it. Okay. I don't personally get it, but I don't know how you could watch all of this content, right? You could watch all of this and you could think that's okay. But well, maybe I do understand it. Maybe I understand it as like, oh, well, you think that maybe none of this is real and that everyone's consenting to everything. That could be a possibility, and I understand that. Or maybe, for people who were younger when they started to watch David Dobrik, they might think, oh, well, that's just his humor. But we need to, this humor has got to die. There are very funny people who don't, make their friend kiss men. There are a lot of funny people that don't do that. So maybe we need to evolve our humor. But it's not funny. It's not okay. And, just to close it out, I think the situation with Dirty Dom is not over. I hope that Hannah, if in fact this did happen, I really hope she gets justice. And I hope that the people who were also there are also brought to justice, because if you're a witness to something like that happening, and especially if you egg it on, which is what I tend to believe, there's got to be some type of punishment for you as well. But I think that we're going to continue to see these types of allegations come up against different members of the Vlog Squad, and we need to remember that they're most likely going to have something to do with David Dobrik, and we need to remember that even though he might not have done it, whatever he did, if you're sitting there and you're complicit, you're guilty by association. Point blank, period. And in David Dobrik's case, I think that he creates a lot of these situations And that's, in my opinion, the worst of it all, to create this type of stuff, to egg it on, to make it happen. It's really despicable behavior, and honestly, after everything that I've seen, I cannot support him in any way, shape, or form. And I hope that you guys will consider not supporting him as well, because he doesn't deserve your support. The money that, you know, he would get for the ads, or he doesn't deserve that. I think that that's been established. Anyways, that is it for this video. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Justin Bieber, who is coming out with a new album on Friday. It's called Justice. Please pick it up if you can, because I just love my baby so much, and I have to plug him. Anyways, please enjoy this obligatory picture of Justin Bieber as I close out. But yeah, that is it for this video. I know that it was very heavy, that the topics that I talked about were very heavy, but they need to be discussed, because this type of stuff is happening on YouTube. This kind of stuff is happening on this platform that I think that we all love, and we all cherish, and we should just, this is, I think Smokey Glow said it best. This is a self-policing type of platform, where we basically say, hey, like, we're not going to take this from someone. If YouTube doesn't do anything about it, we'll do something about it. So please, 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 if you see any type of behavior that you think is concerning, if you see any type of behavior that you think endangers people, please act as a type of policing force yourself and speak up about it. So that's what I'm doing with my channel. As you can see, a lot of the videos that I have very much kind of trying to bring awareness to situations that I think are wrong. And I just hope that we don't let this situation specifically slide, because it's just a horrible situation. And my heart goes out to this girl. I feel horrible for her, and I hope, again, that she gets justice. So if you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of the situation, but please be sensitive to the topics that were discussed today. And please do subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of every time that I post a video. And please do follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.